Welcome back here into the Sunday Sports Zone. The Gators making big news today, so we've got Dave Waters from the Gators Breakdown podcast, so kind of hang out with us here in the Sports Zone. Dave, know it's been a busy day for you, but Gators got a new head coach.
Yeah, Jon Sumrall from Tulane going to replace Billy Napier, and that's kind of like the first storyline of it all. It's like, oh, Florida's going with another G5, G4 head coach, and from Louisiana, now going to be head coach at Florida. So, hey, but rave reviews from a lot of the, sports sports writers, sports podcasters, national level, local level. You hear a lot about Jon Sumrall. It's kind of being that next big thing. And look, he was up for the Auburn job, and Ole Miss was thinking about getting into the mix as well, depending on the situation with Lane Kiffin. So certainly Florida would have had a little bit of competition there. But once Florida pivoted from Lane Kiffin, it was kind of apparent where they were going to go. And Jon Sumrall's name started leaking out, a few days ago. And Florida put together a deal pretty fast to get their guy in to the mix here to try and turn around Florida football. So many before him have failed to do so far.
All right, I've watched a lot of Tulane football out there, so I know a little bit about Jon Sumrall. The Jaguars also drafted a guy from Tulane, Caleb Ransall, who says he loves Jon Sumrall. What do you think about the hire, Dave?
Yeah, so a little bit opposite of Billy Napier. Now you're getting a defensive head coach here, and Billy Napier was the offensive head coach, refused to give up play calling. Well, here we go. There's difficult being a different offensive coordinator now. Jon Sumrall has to hire an offensive coordinator. And when Florida made the announcement, they put out, the media briefing here, and Jon Sumrall made it apparent that, hey, we get what Florida football is about. We know what the fan base wants, and it's going and getting an explosive offense. And so it was apparent that the message has been sent. No matter if you're an offensive head coach, if you're a defensive head coach, Florida fans expect offense. It was kind of a surprise a bit that Florida did go the defensive route in hiring their next head coach. A lot of people wanted a sitting, maybe Power 4 head coach that had an offensive background. So it was a bit of a surprise that Florida found themselves hiring Jon Sumrall. But like I said, the reviews have been good when his name was being brought up for some of the other SEC jobs. But now, of course, it's all about coming in pretty fast. National early signing day is coming up. You got to retain the roster for the transfer portal. So which players can he keep? And then go get some transfer portal players when that opens up in January for everybody else. So it's going to be an interesting first month there for Jon Sumrall, as he's going to stay with Tulane, coach them through the conference championship game this week. And if they win that, they're likely in the playoffs. So he could be pulling some double duty for the next month.
Yeah, he's going to be doing a little bit of juggling as he starts that time in Gainesville. Plan is for the introductory press conference to be tomorrow, but there's at least reports out there that he is at least going to have a running partner that is familiar with Jacksonville a little bit. Dave Caldwell, former Jaguars GM, sounds like he's going to be the Florida Gators general manager. This is a new position for the Gators, but this is also kind of that restructuring of, I guess, the college football landscape where you need a GM now.
Absolutely. It's kind of weird to talk about still in the world of college football. And hey, look, we haven't heard from Dave Caldwell in a few years with Philadelphia now. And the connection there for Florida is Howie Roseman. He's a Florida graduate, and he's the guy who leads that charge there for Philadelphia. Well, brought on Dave Caldwell and elevated him to that senior personnel director and helped build a roster that's won the Eagles a couple of Super Bowls in recent years. So interesting that now you do have this GM role in college, and how does it fit? It's still different. It's still college football. It's still different than the NFL. So I don't know how much in the talent evaluation part that he'll be in, which is, of course, what kind of doomed him here in Jacksonville for a little bit. It's probably going to be more about, the NIL and the contract structuring that we now see in the NFL, more so than the talent evaluation part of it. And that's probably where his strengths may better align, is the program administrator NIL side of things that we now have to factor into college football teams.
All right, this is all said and done now. You got Dave Caldwell, you got Jon Sumrall, who are going to be leading the Gators, kind of that brain trust to lead them into the future. What'd you think about the process here? Because I know a lot of Gators fans are kind of on the fence about Sumrall, mostly because I think so many people, you got your heart set on Lane Kiffin, right?
Right. You guys, like, in a bubble, the Jon Sumrall hire, it's probably pretty good. Like I said, he's labeled the next big thing. But you do have to zoom out a bit. And Florida Gator Nation had their sights set on Lane Kiffin. And not just the last couple of weeks. It's been years they've wanted Lane Kiffin. Right. And only for it to get worse, Jamal, and see him end up going to LSU, a rival of yours. So it wasn't that you just lost Lane Kiffin, but he didn't decide to stay at Ole Miss. He decided to go to LSU. That makes it sting even worse. So interesting that's how it played out. But all in all, whoever the announcement for the next head coach was going to be, it was not going to be anywhere near as exciting as Lane Kiffin. So I think Gator Nation, or much of Gator Nation, kind of has to gather themselves and now go support Jon Sumrall no matter what.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Dave. If you want more from Dave Waters and to keep up with that Gators football program, make sure you're checking out that Gators Breakdown podcast. You can track that down anywhere that you get your podcast. Dave Waters has got you covered there. You can also track those down by heading over to news4jax.com and clicking on that handy dandy sports page.